Hey guys, what's up? We have a great story based on a post from r/WritingPrompts. Today's prompt is: Immortal monsters of legend have returned after lying dormant for thousands of years. However, the legends were made before guns were a thing, and the immortal thing was kind of overblown. The problem with ancient languages is that many words don't really translate well into modern language. In some cases there's just no modern word that fits, or in some cases there may be several potential translations, all with slightly different meanings. Aside from that, there's the nuance of the word given the rest of a sentence. Nowadays, computers can make pretty short work of many old works. Hell, a modern phone and can do in seconds what a supercomputer would take days or years to accomplish. Even so, the nuance of meaning is best left up to experts. Take for example the ancient scrolls found in a watertight chest at the bottom of a deep chasm in the Pacific Ocean. Nobody knows how they got there. The age predates known human civilization, but the translations speak of a race of terrible immortals that will race again a year after the chest is found. All it took was an app install and about 15 minutes to get the message, but figuring out the deeper meaning took longer. At first, people scoffed, and rightly so. After all, this sort of thing had come up before and it always turned out to be some sort of hoax or publicity for the next upcoming monster movie. Still, governments seemed to think it was legit, and top people worked day and night to figure out just what it meant. Still, we didn't really know 100% until the first deep ones emerged. Don't get me wrong, the deep ones were pretty serious business. From ones the size of a large dog, but with claws, tentacles, and teeth that could cut through steel, to leviathans that dwarfed an aircraft carrier, these things were scary as fuck. A lot of people died early on. Millions. But then, mankind had people to spare. Too many people, really. And we'd already lost millions to a resurgence of old diseases, thanks to anti-vax pricks, rapid climate change causing global overheating, fuck you deniers, crop failure due to loss of pollinators, Monsanto, you sons of bitches, and just general overpopulation with dwindling food stocks. That last one was the kicker, really, and probably what turned a fierce enemy into our greatest resource. You see, the word immortal can have a few different meanings. I can mean some ethos that doesn't age or naturally degrade, decade. It can mean something that cannot be killed. In some cases it's been a catch-call for omnipotent, or all-powerful, a being so great that it can't be hurt. For the deep ones, it meant that they were hard to hurt. Really, really hard to hurt for the big ones. They also didn't appear to age. The last little tidbit was that they regenerated. In fact, when we finally did manage to blow or chop some of the ugly sobs up, we discovered that 2 large pieces of deep one would quickly regenerate into 2 new deep ones. Kind of like an earthworm, but again the wormy bits were more like razor-bladed tentacles. So everyone thought we were fucked. Yeah, we could chop them up or blow them up, thanks to some fancy new weapons tech from the Americans, which got through the outer shells, but doing so just made more of the toothy noodly bastards. Then the Russians came up with something that could neutralize the regenerative properties of the bastards. But it was the Japanese, oh those crazy wonderful Japanese, who made the best discovery. We're not sure how they made the discovery. There are plenty of rumors of course. Some say that when the Americans blew Leviathan to bits, a few chunks landed in a Japanese soldier's rations. Others say the guy just got so hungry and chowed down on one of the deep one's wounded foot soldiers. Other less savory rumors involve a culture that still had an odd and slightly perverted obsession with tentacles, but we'll skip that. Anyhow, you get where this is going, probably. The deep ones were well armored on the outside, but inside they were vulnerable, and delicious. Combine that with their ability to quickly regenerate, and after we finished blowing up the more dangerous ones the world went from fighting to farming. That's right. The deep ones saved the world. Your average dog-sized deep one could be chopped in half, with one half going back into a refrigerated tank and the other half into the pot for dinner. By the next day, the half in the tank would have grown back to full size. Deep in the trenches we also found new plant life with similar regenerative properties, probably what had supported the deep ones throughout their semi-hibernation. Oh, and did I mention the part where immortal can also mean never aging? Yup, not only did the bastards grow back quickly, but they were pretty much always fresh. Better than chicken. Nowadays we use genetically modified deep ones as food sources for our deep space missions. After all, despite having a stable food source, Earth was still pretty crowded and there was a universe to explore. More scrolls were found citing the origin of the deep ones as being far from this world, so now we're on a mission to find a new rock to settle on. Maybe the descendants of the deep ones will be more friendly than the a-holes left on Earth. If not, then we'll at least find out if they come in a different flavor than their ancestors. By user Formix. That's it for today's stories. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons below. We are posting new content daily. See you next time.